Off and on since the age of 6, 82-year-old Mary Glenfield has been involved with the theater. A heart attack 15 years ago slowed her down for a while, but not for long. Even though she has heart failure, Mary continues to lead a full life and do what she loves doing most, acting.
Lady Bracknell and Miss Fairfax.
Well, dear Algernon, I hope you are well. Good afternoon, Mr. Worthing.
David Johnson is 79. He has been living with heart failure for 14 years and continues to live on an acreage near the community of Sherwood Park. He has no desire to give up his independent lifestyle.
If you don't help yourself, nobody else can help you.
Yeah.
And I never did give up at any time. I thought there was too much in life yet to give up yet.
Yeah.
69-year-old Geeta Das began having heart problems 9 years ago. Though she's no longer a practicing psychologist, she leads a full life as a housewife and writer. She also volunteers for an organization that helps immigrant women from India adapt to Canadian life. Geeta recently expanded her exercise program to include weight training.
I'm just doing it now for last 6 weeks, and I already see a big improvement in my energy level.
Not all heart failure is caused by heart attack. There are many other causes of heart failure. This was the case for Ed Lupel. He has been living with heart failure for 4 years, but continues to operate a pool table repair business.
Self-employed, a single-man operation. Unless I go out of town, I got 20 or 30 tables to do on a weekend, then I'll take some help with me.
These 4 people all have heart failure, but they continue to lead fulfilling lives. They're able to do this by understanding their ailment and doing what's necessary to manage their condition. Heart failure, also referred to as congestive heart failure or CHF, cannot be cured. But with proper care, you can control the symptoms and feel better. In most cases, there's no reason why you shouldn't go on enjoying life.
I'd have to stop 4 times walking down there to get my paper in the morning. And coming back was even worse because it's just a little bit uphill. Now, the doctor asked me how far I could walk, and I said, how far do you want me to walk? That's the way I am right now.
When David Johnson had his first heart attack in 1980, he had little idea what impact this would have on his life. As he says, he didn't take care of himself properly and often panicked when he felt short of breath. His heart now functions at a fraction of what it did before his heart attack, but he now understands how heart failure affects his body and what he has to do to manage it. The word failure in the expression heart failure can be misleading. The heart does not fail, it is weakened. As a result, you may experience such symptoms as weakness, tiredness, or sudden weight gain due to fluid buildup. You might have shortness of breath, especially when you're physically active or lying down, or you might experience swelling in the legs or feet, develop a cough, feel your heart beat faster or skip beats, and or have bloating of the stomach.
Learning about congestive heart failure is very important. Our goal is to empower patients so that they can be more aware of their condition. That includes both symptoms and signs of heart failure, as well as understand the condition and be able to better appreciate the medications that are prescribed for them, as well as to understand the self-care activities that we're asking patients to undertake. This can range from everything from shopping for low-salt groceries to appropriate medication management. Our entire goal with this program is to get people so that they feel better and live longer.
To manage your ailment, you need to follow a number of steps. To begin, watch this video and read the accompanying booklet. It's important that you first understand your condition and maintain a positive attitude. Many patients who take the time to learn about the disease and pay attention to what is required can live more comfortably and extend their lives. This video covers 3 key steps to success with heart failure. First, avoid salt in your diet. Second, weigh yourself daily. And third, take your medications regularly.
also the way my doctors has treated me, keeping me informed in what each step, that why I should do it, why taking medicine is important, why staying in a diet important. And the rehab people also have been very good, helping me to understand how should I shop, how should I cook.
Really, the heart is just a pump, providing a steady stream of nourishment every second of the day. But when the heart weakens, we soon get tired, like a flower wilts when it doesn't get enough water. A healthy heart can pump harder when needed, but for the person with heart failure, the weakened heart means a decrease in the flow of blood. This may result in weakness, tiredness, or shortness of breath. The underlying cause of these symptoms is the fact that the body is not getting enough blood that carries oxygen. And because the flow of blood is reduced, the body begins to retain fluids, gain weight, and the lungs can literally fill up with water. This is why it's sometimes called congestive heart failure, and why many people with this condition sometimes feel as if they are drowning. Diet is an essential part of managing heart failure, but changing your diet isn't easy, though it does become easier over time. The number one goal is to reduce the intake of salt. Many foods in restaurants and grocery stores contain a lot of salt. It's found in almost everything we eat, especially in canned and processed foods. And too much salt can be dangerous for any heart patient.
When did you have breakfast?
8 o'clock.
Salt is like a sponge. It can cause your body to store extra fluid in various parts of your body, especially in your lungs. This buildup of fluid causes your heart and your lungs to work harder. Not a good idea when you've got a weakened heart.
I think some of the top foods that have a lot of salt that people aren't even aware of are cheese. Tomato juice or clamato juice is a big one. Any type of canned foods or soy sauce. Instant noodle soups are a biggie. Canned soups. Also salted party snacks. Those are other ones that are very high in salt.
China lily, sweet and sour sauce.
The other one is sea salt. People think that because it's a natural source that it's okay for them to have, but salt is salt is salt, so it's still something they need to watch out for.
Take it with the salt in it. Let's see what the hunt says, Frank.
Oh, also things like gravy mixes and bouillons.
Okay, let's see what it says. Ingredients: water and tomato paste or tomatoes. Salt comes second again. Yeah, well, there you are.
So looking around in the grocery store, there's lots of very healthy foods that you can have that taste great. You just need to be creative in the ways you eat them.
Figuring out how to avoid eating too much salt is a big challenge for heart failure patients. Doctors recommend that you consume less than 2 grams a day. That's about a teaspoon of salt, which can be found in about 8 slices of salami. The best advice is to always be aware of what you're eating. Don't assume anything. Use spices instead of salt, and watch out for salt's many disguises: MSG, Na, or sodium.
If there's a small amount of salt in cooking, it's there, but we don't salt the food. In other words, the salt and pepper shaker are not on our, it's not our supper table, you know.
I think the big tip in a grocery store especially is reading labels, and that's probably going to be the biggest asset for them, is reading labels so that they can figure out for themselves whether or not there's a lot of salt in it. One tip is that they list ingredients in order of quantity. And so if salt is one of the top 5 listed, then odds are pretty good that this is a very high salt choice, and so this is a food that I would stay away from. And that's a good rule of thumb to look for when you're reading labels. I I think the things that they have to be aware of is keep things as simple as possible. This is part of their lifestyle. So if they want to eat out, there's no reason they can't eat out. They just have to be smarter when they go eat out. They should always be asking. Is there a lot of salt in this? How is this prepared? When they go to a grocery store, they should always be looking at the labels and being aware of the things for them so that they can fit it within their lifestyle.
Which do you want? Okay.
People who have heart failure also need to be aware of fluid intake. Tea, coffee, pop, ice cream, and even Jell-O all contain fluid that can build up in the body. Doctors recommend that you drink no more than 6 to 8 cups of fluid a day. The idea is to maintain a balance in your body so that your heart isn't overworked. Any marked change in weight is a cause for concern.
Weight's a very important aspect of management of your heart failure because it tells us how much fluid your body is retaining, and that's a sign of worsening congestive heart failure. This can range from anywhere from 1 or 2 pounds up to 10 pounds in a very short period of time. And certainly if a patient has gained more than 2 pounds over the span of about 2 days, it is definitely going to be fluid intake that has caused this. This can certainly lead to problems with shortness of breath or swelling in the ankles, as well as an increase in their fatigue. All patients with congestive heart failure should be managing their weight on a day-to-day basis. That often includes a daily weight with an accurate scale, as well as a documentation and a chart so that they can see how their weight fluctuates on a day-to-day basis. If it is increased by more than 2 pounds in 2 days, there are certain steps that we can take to try and get rid of this fluid. This may include an increase in a medication, or it may involve talking to your physician for some advice on adjustment of other medications.
I've gained as much as 5 pounds in a day, and I've lost it overnight. And I realized, I started having trouble breathing, short of breath. But if I behave myself, keep away from the salt, that's my biggest problem.
Medications play an important role in helping heart patients. Each medication has a specific purpose, like the ingredients in a recipe. Stop using one of the ingredients, one of the medications, and things will soon be out of balance.
Virtually all patients who have heart failure are going to need medications. Generally, the medications we use do 2 different things. They help reduce the symptoms of heart failure, shortness of breath and tiredness and things like that. Secondly, they help prevent the heart function from getting worse in the future. Ultimately, the medications that we use can help people to have fewer symptoms, live longer, and stay out of hospital.
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good.
Really, the patients who do the best are those who take part in their own care. And in order to be really a partner in your own care, what you have to do is know a little bit about your medications. Generally, we recommend that you need to know at least 3 things about your medications. You need to know what they're for, you need to know what the dosage is, and you need to know what time to take them. Is it twice a day, once a day, is it in the morning or is it in the evening? When do you take those medications?
Heart medications are designed to work together to give you the most benefit. So if you miss a medication or 2, the overall effect can be less pleasing. For heart failure, your medications always need to work well together.
Many of the medications have been shown time and time again to decrease the symptoms of congestive heart failure, make you feel better, and make you live longer. And it's a combination of pills that you're going to be required to take indefinitely that will help to protect your heart and keep you living in the best shape that we can possibly do.
People develop their own tricks as to how to remember their medications. One of the things that a lot of patients tell me is that they find it works best if they associate it with an activity that they do all the time, like brushing their teeth in the morning or at meal times, say breakfast or dinner, things like that. Sometimes it just becomes overwhelming and there's a lot of medications to juggle, and what people will do is they will use a medication organizer. And they come in all different sizes, large ones and small ones. What they have in common is they have a space for each of the dosage. So for example, this is for the morning dose, this is for a bedtime dose if that's what you have to take. And they're arranged by days, so there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, etc. And this makes it easy because then you can look in the spot. If the pills are gone, that means that you've taken them. People can fill these up a week at a time. If you have some difficulty with that, you can ask a caregiver, a spouse, a friend, or you can ask your pharmacist to fill these for you as well. Another type of packaging that people use is called a bubble pack. Bubble packs are arranged like this. They're very similar to the plastic one I just showed you. It's arranged by the date along here, you can see, and the different times of day are arranged in this way. The way these are put together is the pharmacist will put together all the tablets that you need to take, say Monday at breakfast time, in this bubble. You punch them out through the back, and that allows you to see that you've taken those medications.
Is there a genetic name for
Your pharmacist will help you understand what you need to know. So take the time to get to know this person.
Would it help to have both names?
Doctors also recommend that you keep a schedule for your medications and a card that outlines what pills and dosages you are taking. This should be kept in your wallet or purse. These records help to ensure you take your medications properly.
This is a wallet card that you can see folds up like this and a little easier to carry with you. It gives you space to write in the name of the medication, the directions for its use, and a reminder of what the purpose of these medications are. It's very important to keep a record of your medications on you for several reasons. First, if you were to run out of your medications and you were, say, away from home, then you'd have the exact dosage so that you could get an emergency supply of those medications. Another reason that you would want to keep a list of medications with you is that if you got into trouble, if you were in an accident or suddenly became very sick, then medical personnel would be able to look at that list of medications to know exactly what you're on, and that will help them certainly in taking care of you.
By being aware of what your medications do, you can better understand what is happening to you. This enables you to take proper care of yourself and to take greater control of your condition.
Every morning I weigh myself when I get out of bed. That's the first thing I do after I get out of bed. And if my weight was the same as the morning before, I don't worry about it. And if I gain, say, 2 pounds, well then I'll increase my water pill, for a day maybe, and if it's down the next morning, I'll go back to originally 1.
An important aspect of managing your illness is to be aware of your needs. When you're tired, you're tired. Regular rest periods are an important part of your treatment. These are times for your heart to recharge. Exercise is also important, but check with your doctor before you take on any new activities. And don't overdo it. You no longer have that flexibility. When you exercise, be careful. Wait for an hour after meals and stop immediately if you feel faint, are short of breath, or have any discomfort. Exercise can make you feel better, but precautions are needed when you have heart failure.
If somebody tells me to do something, and I don't know if you've talked to any of the doctors that I'm associated with and like this and that, well, I do it. You know? I mean, they're not doing it because they want to hear themselves talk. If you don't want to do it, don't waste their time. okay? Because there's people that want to get better or maintain what they are, i.e. me.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Really good.
Good.
Friends and family can be a tremendous help, especially for people who live on their own. David's daughter, Maxine, expects a call from her dad every morning at 9 a.m. and visits him at least once a week. She also makes sure he gets to his doctor's appointments.
They should have told me long before that.
Right, it was sort of in their way when they pulled in with the
For those who don't have this family support, there are services available through our health system.
Many different kind of help, and I had a very close friend who had CHF. So both of us, we used to do things together, and we support each other quite a bit.
Can you have a sit up for me?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Just going to have a listen to your back. I'll get you to take a few deep breaths in for me.
If you are having problems, call your doctor. That's what they're there for. Your condition is serious. If your weight increases more than 2 pounds in 2 days, it is due to fluid retention. Seek medical attention if you have shortness of breath, swelling of the legs or belly, an ongoing cough, problem sleeping, and significant weakness or dizziness.
It's a very serious condition that involves close management and close follow-up with their physicians that are involved in their care. Patients should recognize that they will need to make contact with their physician in order to adjust medications, get some education, and prevent any of the exacerbations which we hope that don't occur.
Your attitude also affects your health. Heart failure is a setback, but there are many resources to help you. David Johnson's advice is to get involved. Mary Glenfield is too busy living and doing what she loves most.
Both. To lose one parent may be considered a misfortune. To lose both sounds like carelessness.
And Ed Lupel still feels the need to work. Heart failure can be managed, but it's up to you to do what is necessary. The 3 most important steps to success with heart failure are avoiding salt, weighing yourself daily, and taking your medications regularly. In addition, keep active. Don't let that comfortable sofa trap you. Check with your physician if you're concerned. View this video again and read the booklet that comes with it. The more you know about your condition, the better you'll be able to manage it. And above all, smile and be positive. There may be bumps in the road, but you can still enjoy a long, productive life.
300 things.